You've humiliated me!
What are you talking about now?
When I was on my way to my part-time job just a bit ago, that old bat next door made fun of me.
What did she say?
She was saying how nice it must be for me, having a wife who can take care of all the bills, as well as the housework, and how that must be every man's dream. She was definitely making fun of me.
Isn't that just the truth, though? What are you getting so worked up about?
She was obviously just trying to tell me how useless I am. Of course that's gonna make me mad.
If you're that embarrassed by people saying stuff like that, how about at least trying to find a job? How long has it been now? Since your dad fired you from his company?
Only about 5 months.
Only, he says. Isn't 5 months enough time to start thinking about finding a new job?
Get off my back. I have a part-time job, don't I? Isn't that good enough?
No. You're really not bringing in even half the money we need to get by. I never agreed to just keep supporting the both of us. If you want to keep acting so proud, at least share the burden with me.
Like I said, give me a break. And watch how you speak to me.
We just bought a house last year, remember? We have to keep up with mortgage payments too, right? So can you drop the whole alpha male act and actually start trying to contribute?
Hey! Are you forgetting how my dad paid for almost half the house?
No, I'm not forgetting. But we still took out a loan for the other half, right? We have to pay that back.
That's less than $250,000. You should be grateful.
I am grateful. To your father, that is.
What about me?
What should I be grateful to you for? Your dad's the one who paid, isn't he?
Yeah, because I'm his eldest son. So you still owe it to me. You're benefiting from being married to the son of such a huge company's CEO. It's thanks to me we got half our house paid for. So show some more gratitude towards me, will you?
Sure.
Anyway, stop making it so obvious to our neighbors, will you?
Stop making what so obvious? That I'm the one working full-time?
Yeah, stop making so much noise when you come back so late in your suit. Looking so smug. Just stop showing off to the neighbors. You're humiliating me.
I'm not looking smug or showing off or anything. Will you grow up? I have to work late to keep a roof over our heads, as well as taking care of all the housework since you're refusing to do that too.
Well, then just stop talking to our neighbors. They don't need to know everything about our lives, do they?
What do you want me to do? Just ignore them if they talk to me? It's impossible to live around other people like that. You should try harder to get along with them too.
Like hell I will. Just stop the gossiping.
Gossiping? We aren't gossiping. We just make small talk. That's all. I'm not gonna lie about my life. You're already 43 years old, but you sound like a child. It's quite pathetic, to be honest.
Because of that old woman, I couldn't even go to my part-time job today.
What? You took the day off?
Yeah. She really made me feel bad, so I don't feel like going to work anymore.
Wow. Don't you feel bad? Your wife's been working since morning, but you can just take the day off since you feel bad. Don't you see the irony here? You're kinda just proving her right, you know.
Don't you start looking down on me too now. Don't forget how it was me paying all the bills before I got fired.
Start bringing in enough money to contribute again and I'll shut up.
You really need to fix that attitude of yours.
I'm not the one refusing to go to even a part-time job because I feel bad.
Why, you little... You'll regret talking to me like this.
If that means you'll pull yourself together, then I really hope you're right. My name is June. I'm a 41-year-old office worker. The guy I was just messaging is my 43-year-old husband, Kane. We met 7 years ago at a mutual friend's party, and we got married after dating for a while. When I first met him, he was a really nice guy, and he was working at a pretty big company owned by his father. I expected him to be a little spoiled since he was so privileged, But he didn't come across like that at all. He was always so down to earth and seemed like a really honest and hardworking guy. But ever since we've been married, I have slowly gotten to know the real him. He's actually a really selfish and lazy guy, just as I originally feared he might be. And he was actually fired from his dad's company because of how much he slacked off. He seemed to think he could get away with hardly ever working and just bossing people around, since his dad owned the company. Ever since he was fired, he's refused to find another full-time job. He's just been working part-time at a convenience store, making minimum wage. So these days, even though he isn't even trying to find another job, he's as proud as ever. He's constantly talking down to me. We don't have kids of our own or anything. And we don't really have a good marriage, obviously. So, you must be wondering why I haven't divorced him yet. And I was thinking about that, naturally. But just when I was seriously thinking about asking for a divorce, he did something which really took me by surprise.
I want a divorce.
What? You want a divorce?
Being with someone like you is causing me nothing but stress.
Is this really something to talk about via text?
I don't want to see you again, so don't come back to this house either. Got it?
Splitting up is fine by me, but what are we doing about the mortgage? You know, I've been making the payments on my own until now.
Big deal. You paid a little off like once a month. Don't get ahead of yourself.
A little? I'm the only one who's been paying it at all, you know.
I'll just take over and make the payments every month from now on. So just go find somewhere else to live. We are over.
You seem really worked up right now. Shall we just talk about this when I get home from work?
No way. I'm changing the locks today anyway. So you won't be getting home to this house ever again. Ha!
Can you not get so carried away? All of my things are still in that house.
I've mailed all your stuff to your parents' house. And I included divorce papers. So just sign them and send them back, okay?
You did what? You packed up all of my things?
Yeah. What's the big deal? All of the furniture and appliances are mine anyway. Since I bought them with my own money back when I was working for my dad. So there wasn't much to send.
That's not how divorce works. We need to split up all of our joint property fairly. With lawyers present, ideally.
Like I care. We only got this house because of me in the first place. You don't have any right to complain. None of the stuff in this house belongs to you.
I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to explain how this works.
I'm taking our savings account too, by the way.
What? You've taken all of our money too?
Yeah, I've already transferred all of the money to my own account.
You definitely have no right to do that. What are you thinking?
Why don't I? A lot of it's from when I was working. And you owe me however much you put in for all the emotional distress you've caused me. Oh, speaking of how much you owe me, I took the money from your savings too.
You did what? How did you get into my account?
I took your bank card from your purse yesterday.
How did you know my PIN number?
You remember when we paid the deposit for the house? We used the money from your savings account, remember?
Because you had no savings.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. Anyway, I saw your PIN number from behind your back at that time.
You know this is a really serious crime, right? You just admitted to robbing me?
We're married. What's wrong with a husband knowing his wife's PIN number? Don't exaggerate and call it robbery. At best, it's just a civil dispute. For all the courts know, you just paid me back for something.
There's no way you believe that. No one would believe I just transferred all my savings to you just before we got a divorce. You've clearly just robbed me.
Don't worry, I put your bank card in with your stuff. It's all on its way to your parents' house.
That isn't what I'm worried about. This is definitely just theft. You can't really deny that.
It's because of me providing for us until I got fired that you were able to live comfortably enough to save up. Don't go acting like a victim just because I'm taking back what's rightfully mine.
You're insane. That still doesn't mean you can just take my savings. What on earth were you thinking?
What's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine.
Wow. I didn't think I'd ever hear something so bizarre in real life. You sound like a villain from a kid's show.
I'm just telling you how it is.
Don't think you'll get away with this.
Don't be such a sore loser. It's not a good look. Anyway, goodbye forever.
The divorce paperwork's all done.
Took you long enough. It's been 2 months already. What took you so long? Was it really that complicated for you?
Work's been pretty busy for me lately. I didn't have time to talk to my lawyers. I ended up using a paid vacation to get it all done today. So, show a little gratitude, will you?
Ugh, I forgot how condescending you could be. Well, whatever. I guess from now on I'm finally free. I can finally start living as a bachelor again.
Don't get too excited. I might as well let you know directly before your lawyer does.
Let me know. Don't tell me you're gonna beg me to take you back.
Like hell I would. You'll need to start paying back $3,000 a month from next month.
What are you talking about? $3,000?
Yep. The mortgage.
That's only $1,500 a month, right?
No, it's $3,000 a month.
Like hell it is.
If you don't believe me, go check the contract yourself. It should be in a drawer somewhere in the house.
I have to pay $3,000 a month for 5 years? That's not what I agreed to. I thought the mortgage could be paid off in like 40 years. Isn't that what we signed on?
In 40 years? So when we're 83 and 81 years old? Weren't you even paying attention when we took it out? The bank explained that obviously wasn't possible. Especially with our credit scores.
Is that what the bank said?
If we did somehow manage to convince them to stretch it out that long, the interest would take just as long to pay off. We would have ended up paying so much more. We talked about this when we took the loan out. Don't you remember? We decided to just pay it off as soon as possible since it'd be cheaper.
I don't remember discussing this.
You assumed you'd be paying $1,500 a month for 40 years to pay off $720,000, right?
Well, that's how much we borrowed, so of course I did.
If you include interest, we'd owe over $1 million after 40 years.
We'd owe that much?
That's why it really isn't worth paying off so little every month. You'd end up paying almost double altogether.
You can't be serious.
None of this should come as a surprise to you. We talked about it all before we went through with buying the house. I know you aren't the best listener, but I'm still pretty surprised you didn't retain any of this information.
It was a lot of information.
Come to think of it, you were just playing with your phone while I was trying to discuss it with you, right? Do you remember that, at least?
Enough about the past. How am I supposed to pay that much each month?
I was somehow managing, even on my own.
Hey, you aren't even making as much as you used to. Don't start acting all high and mighty again.
I was actually earning quite a lot. I made over $200,000 a year.
What? You never told me that.
How was I supposed to tell you? Your pride was always out of control. There's no way you'd react well if I told you I was making more than you ever did.
You must be lying. You're just working in R&D. How could you be making that much? That's almost double what I made in a management role at my dad's company.
I'm the CFO now.
You're the CFO? That can't be. When were you promoted?
About 2 years ago. You never even asked me about my job.
I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense.
And I've been making money on the side, too. I've always liked drawing, so that's been bringing money in, too.
What? How has that made any money?
I've been posting my art online for a while, and the number of commissions I've received has been getting higher and higher. I think I've made like $1,000 or $2,000 a month with that.
How much?
That's why the mortgage payments weren't too big of a problem for me.
I'm so confused. This can't be happening.
Anyway, it's your problem now. So good luck paying it off.
I'm selling the house.
Do you think you can pay off the mortgage by selling the house?
I'm looking it up online right now. It seems like that's possible. If I just sell it, I don't need to pay such a ridiculous amount back each month. I'm just gonna go live with my parents for a while.
I wonder if it'll be that easy.
My parents' house is huge. I wouldn't mind staying there for a while.
It might have been refurbished, but the house is still pretty old. And the area's gotten pretty bad in the last few years. I don't know if it'll sell that easily.
You never know. There are a lot of people buying houses, right? Someone's bound to take it. Someone like us who just likes old buildings.
I know you probably don't remember this either, but the real estate agents also told us how the house was on the market for years before we came along.
But we did come along, didn't we? There's no guarantee it's gonna take that long again. As long as it gets sold, it's fine, right?
You do know you're gonna have to keep paying the mortgage until someone buys it.
What? I do?
Isn't that obvious? How ignorant can you be? It's all in the contract. You have to keep making monthly payments.
I'm supposed to pay that much every month. How the hell am I supposed to do that? I was just fired from my part-time job today, too.
You were fired? What on earth did you do to get fired from a part-time job at a convenience store?
Some high school girl working there accused me of stalking her.
What the hell? You're disgusting. Just when I think you can't possibly stoop any lower as a human being.
I'm not disgusting. I was just trying to get along with my coworkers and make friends. I never meant to scare her or anything.
But you were fired over it, right? What on earth did you do to scare her enough to get you fired?
Nothing. I was just messaging her. And I asked her if she wanted to go home when we were working the same shift. Oh, and maybe I asked her out on a date once. That's all.
You're twice her age. What the hell were you thinking?
A lot of younger girls go for older guys. What's wrong with that?
You're a married old man working a minimum wage part-time job. I don't think there are many girls who would appreciate your advances.
Don't be so cruel. If you're mad about me cheating on you, I had no intentions to do that. I was planning on trying to ask her out after our divorce.
Like she would have gone out with you anyway. Did you do any other weird stuff? Like going to her house or following her around?
I didn't do anything weird. I might have gone to her house when she didn't reply to my messages.
OMG. You are so gross. How have the police not taken you away already?
Hey, don't overreact like that.
What on earth was I thinking, marrying a creep like you? Better late than never, I suppose. I'm glad we're finally getting a divorce.
Ugh, what am I gonna do about the mortgage? I don't even have the money I took from you anymore.
How did you spend it all already? There was over $50,000 in there.
I bought a car.
Why?
I needed one. The car I'd been using until now was yours, right? You took it with you. So I had to buy one.
Idiot.
Shut up.
You know you have to pay that back to me.
Why should I? We should at least split all of our savings.
That's not happening. A lot of that money was from before I met you anyway.
So what?
I spoke to my lawyer. Premarital property isn't included in the property divisions we'll go through in the divorce. So, like I said, you simply robbed me.
What?
Yep. In the eyes of the law, you're simply a thief. If you don't pay me back, I can just have you arrested.
Give me a break, will you? That would give me a criminal record. There's no way I'll be able to get a job with that. You expect me to pay you back on top of the mortgage? Aren't you asking a bit much?
You got yourself into this mess. I'm not asking for anything unreasonable. I just want my own money back. If you want someone to blame, go look in a mirror.
I can't believe I'm gonna have to ask my dad for help.
Are you sure you have that option?
What do you mean by that? Why wouldn't I?
I've told him everything. About how you stole from me.
You told my dad about this?
Of course I did.
How dare you! You have no right to talk to my dad! After hearing your biased story, he's gonna think I'm the bad guy.
You are the bad guy. There isn't really any other way to see this. What are you talking about?
But it's my money too.
You're a thief. Your dad told me to tell you he never wants to hear from you again. He said he doesn't care if you crawl back to him homeless. He wants nothing to do with you. He's not paying off the mortgage, and he's not helping you pay me back either. That's what he told me to tell you.
You can't be serious. He won't even let me stay in his house. I thought I was finally free. I was gonna start my new life, move a young woman into my house. I was so excited.
You're as gross as you are delusional. I'm so glad I won't have to ever see you again.
How about we just forget about all of this? How about me and you give it another shot?
Wow. You must be brain dead as well as gross and delusional.
If you tell my dad we worked all of this out, he might even let me work at his company again. We can pay off the mortgage together, and I'll do my best to build your savings back up. Just give me another chance.
I think I'll have to pass. I'll be just fine without you. More than just fine, actually. I'll be much better off not supporting your dead weight.
Don't say that.
My lawyers will be in touch to talk about how much you owe me. So there's no real need for us to be in touch anymore. So goodbye. Kane tried to get out of paying me back for a while. So I had to get my lawyers to make him understand how easily he'll be sent to jail if I filed a police report. That seemed to scare him enough to sell his car. He could obviously only sell it for a fraction of the price he got it for, so he had to take out another loan to pay me back. And since his credit score was too bad to take out another loan from a bank, he ended up getting a loan from some pretty dodgy people he met at a bowling alley. And since he couldn't pay them back as fast as they wanted, they took pretty much everything he owned. His furniture, his TV, his kitchen appliances, everything. And after all of that, I heard he was harassing the high school girl to let him stay with her, since his apartment was empty. Which ended up with a restraining order being placed on him, which meant he had to vacate his apartment, since it was too close to hers. He couldn't afford a down payment on a new place, and his parents wouldn't take him in, so he's been on the streets ever since. I hope he gets his life back together.